Welcome back. And talking about our last segment for today, we were talking, as we mentioned in the very beginning, happiness. What does happiness mean to us? And there is something very, very important. Whatever challenges we are facing, there must be something, something that you achieved, something that you have. Maybe another person was deprived from this. It can bring you happiness, but we have to look at the positive side, and this is the most important part. Yes, we are facing many challenges. We are usually looking at the negative side and the empty glass, for example, but we have to look at something that is to make us feel optimistic, because definitely there is something that can make you happy. Maybe you cannot see it, but it exists around you. So first of all, allow me to welcome our guest for today, Dr. Zeinab Shahin, Professor of Sociology. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
You make us feel very happy.
That's a lovely topic to start with the right foot, to start with happiness.
Thank you very much for having us on our show today.
I hope a happy day for you.
It was happiness on my behalf to see you and meet you today. And I want you to start off with discussing with us, how does happiness have different forms and kinds?
Well, there is some general consensus, there is general agreement, sort of general, that happiness is a state of mind. Happiness is the way we perceive the world, our attitude towards the world. The ethos, worldview, is seen by us in a positive way. You have mentioned before the show positive energy.
Yeah,
positive energy as opposed to negative energy.
The most important things in happiness is being surrounded by positive energy. Sometimes when I'm sitting with friends of mine, they make you when they reflect on you either positive energy or negative energy. It is contagious. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is very true that positive energy is reflected. So it is an attitude towards life, positive attitude, optimistic attitude, feeling of a sense of well-being, everything is fine, trust versus mistrust to the world. So this is all would be encapsulated in the word happiness.
Doctor, you mentioned something in the very beginning, the peace of mind, and when it comes to happiness, this is something very, very important. First, the peace of mind, and the second is satisfaction.
Yeah, it is an overall sense of well-being. Everything is fine. Nothing is threatening me. I am accommodating
to love yourself.
Love oneself is very important, and there is a very big difference between selfishness and self-love. You cannot love anyone unless you really love yourself. Love yourself in this context means respect, satisfaction with your achievements, satisfaction with your orientation towards life, satisfaction with your ethos, your worldview, how you perceive the world. And this is very positive, and this is very important concerning the relationship.
Satisfaction and feeling the gifts that...
and I would like to mention that nations, organizations, civil society, philosophers, social scientists talked about happiness in a very, as a very important issue, because it affects the well-being of individuals, and therefore the development and progress of whatever is involved in. I recall the U.S. Declaration of Independence, 1776. Paragraph reads, or what it means, God created us all equal and gave us the right of life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. It is written, pursuit of happiness, in the Declaration. So it really reflects how important happiness is. Pursuit of happiness is the WHO, as an example, would say in relation to the importance of health. The health is health, physical and well-being. Add years to life and add life to years. Philosophers would say life should be measured by the days of happiness it brings, and not by the done progressive years. A lot of writers wrote about this issue of happiness. Dale Carnegie, for example, would say, let worry aside and start life peacefully and happily.
Dr. Zeinab, what overwhelms nowadays all over is stress, and people are all over around, have many problems due to the problems in the country. The problems in the country is inflicted on the businesses, everybody's businesses, and then on your house as a family, and then on your children. So how can we get out of this?
To build the positive attitudes toward life, optimistic attitude. Okay, fine, we're going
to optimistic all the time.
To think in a broader context. Okay, we're going through crisis now. It's a transformation period. It is not going to be a permanent lasting situation. So the way you rationalize, the way you think of this situation determines how you are taking it, and therefore whether you're happy or miserable. And always, I love your smile. Also, one of the keys of happiness is to start with a smile. You know, Mother Teresa, she would say, always meet with a smile. This is the beginning of love. And love is very important to achieve happiness. When you love, you are capable of forgiving, of giving, of acceptance of others, and this makes life easier, interaction-wise and for oneself.
You know, doctor, another important thing, the most difficult part is the self-motivation, because nothing is motivating around us. So this is something very, very frustrating for the individuals. That's why nowadays we can see all of the people, they are complaining, they are satisfied, suffering on the personal level. So we need to work on the self-motivation.
This is the most difficult part. What is really important at this point is work on yourself. Hit the nail right in the head. Work on yourself. Try to rationalize the situation. Try to think positive. Think positive. Think positive. This is very important, to be able to think positive. In line with this theme, I would like to mention that when we talk about happiness and the positive attitude toward life, it's not something that is there, given. No. It has also to be that it is dependent also by socialization patterns, how we were socialized, how we were brought up, and this would give us a key that we need to socialize the future generation in a very positive manner, because in this way the child builds trust towards the world as opposed to the mistrust. The way you handle your child, the way you bring him up, the way you teach him determines to a very great extent his perception of the world, because as we mentioned the definition happiness earlier, it is not an objective reality out there. Things are not what they are what we are, how we perceive the world. There is no promise that if you collect or save millions of pounds in the bank, or you have an account in the bank, and if you have
money will not create happiness,
or anything would not create happiness if you are not really perceiving it in a happy, positive manner. No matter how much some people, I know people that they have a lot of assets and they have a family, that they have lots of tangible material assets, and nevertheless they are not happy.
They're not. No.
It is a matter. Happiness is something from within. Life is 10% what we make, and 90% of how we take it, how we take life, how we take tackle issues in life, situations in life. So this is determines in a very big extent happiness.
Dr. Zeinab, before the show you said that the human development with sociological studies, what is the outcome of this?
Well, if you have a sense of well-being, if individuals, citizens in any society enjoy a sense of well-being, they enjoy satisfaction, satisfaction, they are more prone to participate and contribute to the development process. For example, basic mandate in development is participation. How can we participate if we don't get along together? How can we participate if we don't accept differences, different ideological stances, different religions, difference? We have to accept difference.
Listen.
And this is created through love.
To each other.
Oh, by the way, I would like in this context to advocate an interesting book written by Eric Fromm, The Art of Loving, that shows how love is so important in one's life, and there is a beautiful analysis of love. So it is a matter of how you relate, how you define the situation. Definition of the situation is very important. And so coming back to development, so participation, distribution of the fruits of development equitably and justly. How can we do that if people are hoarding and collecting assets and leaving others without any kind of financial protection? So there must be some kind of balance, and this is not going to be attained until you have a sense of well-being. If you have experienced a sense of well-being, you feel positive towards the world, you feel positive towards others, and therefore acceptance.
Doctor, talking about this on the personal level, I believe it is also very, very important to know yourself. I must be aware of my capabilities, and because definitely if I'm going to be in the wrong place, definitely I will never be happy, because my performance is not going to be that what is expected. So talking about, for example, I always believe that it is important to apply something like a SWOT analysis. We must understand our weakness point, our challenges, our strength, accept it, and take the opportunity to divert it into more strength and to work on it. How far is this true? I don't know.
I would agree with you, and this brings us back to the issue of self-love. You have to accept yourself.
Dr. Zeinab, I want to ask you a very important question before we end this show. Many people interpret love as self-interest. Can you tell us a quick answer?
In less than a minute.
Well, I said before that there is a difference between selfishness and self-love. Self-love is imperative.
I love you because I want something from you.
I love you because I need you, and not I need you because I love you. Yeah. So the reverse is true. I need you because I love you, not I love you because I need you.
Yes.
Right, at the end, Dr. Zeinab Shahin, Professor of Sociology, thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure having you with us on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
And I hope that we can just live
happily ever after.
Right. And after seeing you, we have to be really happy, Dr. Zeinab. Thank you very much for being with us.
Right, and with this we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all very much. Remember to join us again tomorrow, same time, with our colleagues in the breakfast show. And I was very happy to be joined by
Thank you very much for hosting me, and hope you've enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen, being with us as much as we have. And until we meet again tomorrow with a new team, it's goodbye.